Hey Deckers, Liam here. Let's have a little chat about the Steam Deck for a bit, shall we? I haven't made a random chatty video about the state of things for a while now, and it seemed like a pretty good time to do it. Why now though? Well, according to Steam Database, the Steam Deck has now managed to be the global top seller based on revenue for 20 weeks in a row. Of course, the usual applies here that, based on revenue, it costs a lot more than most games, but it repeatedly goes up against games that sell in the hundreds of thousands and millions. So let that sink in. Clearly the Steam Deck continues to sell a lot. And while now there's technically no reservation queue anymore, we've already seen scattered reports across Reddit in some regions of it popping back to a queue because clearly a lot of people jumped in to buy a Steam Deck when the reservation system was removed recently. At least in the UK, checking on it again today, it's clearly in stock with no problems right now. A question I've seen posed by a few across YouTube, Twitter, Reddit and more is about the staying power of the Steam Deck and if it actually has it. Personally, I'm not even sure why that's even a question in people's minds at this point. I'm seeing more and more content creators, especially here directly on YouTube, picking up a Steam Deck, loving it, and doing videos on it, and it just keeps on filling up my feed. There's other vendors still coming along, of course, like GPD, Ayaneo, 1xplayer, and others, but for a lot of people, these aren't realistically an option. They're less available, usually cost more, and I don't think any of them can really compete on the support side either, and GPD are just a terrible company anyway. And if you are going to buy one of those newer devices from a different company, I don't think that yet they've reached a performance level increase where it would make any sense to go with them instead of a Steam Deck. With the official Steam Deck docking station now here as well, which is also a global top seller, clearly a lot of people are going to be using it as a proper dual device for handheld and up on their TV. And I've also seen that sway a few influential people on just how awesome it is to have Steam just pop up right there. I've also been thoroughly enjoying both the handheld and docked experience. I have docks basically everywhere right now thanks to JSOX and Ivola sending some over. Plus the official Steam Deck dock arrived recently as well. I have a Steam Deck dock in my office, I have it in my living room, and as of the other night I have it in my bedroom now too. Docks for all occasions. The docked experience on the Steam Deck has come along massively as well thanks to the recent SteamOS and Steam Deck client updates, and it's just a much better experience. The other evening I spent a good 4 to 5 hours just randomly flicking through games that I have on my Steam Deck in my bedroom with a dock hooked up to a 4K TV with a gamepad in my hands over Bluetooth, and honestly I forgot that I was even playing on a Steam Deck on this tiny little machine, because it just felt so good. Something that does bug me though is this weird tribalism that has appeared all over the net between Nintendo Switch and Steam Deck fans. Of course it was only going to be a matter of time before it happened. This kind of tribalism happens everywhere between PC, Xbox, Switch, Nintendo, and so on. But honestly, some of the discourse around it is just ridiculous. You don't need to like either system. You can also love them both equally. They're different worlds. And really, who cares what other people use? I sure as hell don't. I have both. I have a Nintendo Switch, but I do much prefer the Deck personally. It's a better all-rounder. And honestly, I haven't touched my Switch in months. I should probably go check in on it and make sure it's still alive. But the Steam Deck just has so many awesome games on it that I can play anywhere. And then I can pick them back up on my PC and go back to my Deck whenever I want with the same games. The game changer of being able to just tap suspend whenever I want, like a food delivery arriving when I'm being a bit lazy, to then tap the power button again when I'm ready and pick up right back where I left it. Many months later, that still continues to feel like goddamn magic. There's a lot Valve can still do with the Steam Deck that makes me really excited for the future of it. We already know that SteamOS 3.4 is in progress, which will upgrade some of the major software behind it, and that should also be a nice boost for desktop mode as well, with an updated KDE Plasma, and that I can't really wait to talk more about whenever it arrives. My own wishlist for the deck is pretty simple too. It's just things like being able to customize the performance overlay a little bit more. Simple things like move which corner it's in because it often covers up essential UI elements of games, or even just let us have the battery percentage and nothing else, like it can show just the FPS. Just a little bit more customization built in for that would absolutely rock. So with the Steam Deck now being a top seller for 20 weeks in a row, most of you can now just go and buy one. The Steam Deck docking station official is here, and many months later I continue to love it. I'll take a moment here as well to say thank you for joining me on this journey. I barely used this channel until the Steam Deck came along, and now I want to keep spending time with it gaming, and I end up wanting to then do more videos because of the simple enjoyment and happiness it brings. So for those of you who have had a Steam Deck in your hands for a little while as well, what do you think about it right now? How have you found Valve's support of it? Do let me know your thoughts in the comments. Anyway, thanks for coming to my entirely nonsense random YouTube talk. I'll see you all later.